Hello, beautiful people.
I'm Bryn.
And I'm Miranda.
And you're listening to
the Esty Besties podcast.
We are estheticians based out of Delaware trying to navigate our early 20s in the world of aesthetics, business, beauty, and wellness. We're grinding every day to live the life that we want.
We started this podcast to create a chill and inspiring environment to chat about everything from lifestyle, careers, beauty, spirituality, and story times from our day-to-day lives as estheticians and entrepreneurs.
This podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
But follow our official Instagram and TikTok at Esty Besties Podcast.
And follow our individual Instagrams at DeCourcy Beauty Lounge and at DeCourcy Beauty.
And at MKM Beauty Bar. Grab your coffee or wine, depending on what time of day you're listening.
And let's get into the next episode.
Welcome back, besties, to episode 9. Today is the dream team with our girls, Dani and Savannah.
Woo, woo.
We're all in this together. Hey.
We got the team here today. We're going to get into a little intros. Who are you? How did you guys end up here? Some team dynamic stuff, interviews, first impressions. We're going to do some hot takes, unpopular opinions in the beauty industry, and then we're going to close off with a this or that game beauty edition.
Ooh, we love a game. Yes. That's new for us.
Yeah. So let's dive into it.
Awesome. If you guys want to give little intros of yourselves, Dani, go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm Dani. I'm the nail tech here at DeCourcy Beauty, and fun fact about me is I am self-taught and I still have my regular polish collection from back in middle school.
Gotta keep that forever.
Nostalgic.
I love
I'm
that.
ready to throw it out.
No.
Aw, and what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Gemini.
We're all Gemini.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that, too.
Okay, so Dani, you say you're self-taught, but you did
ma'am.
go to school a little bit as well to get the actual certification. When did you go to nail school? How long ago was that?
It was in 2021, so literally right after COVID happened. During COVID, I literally bought like so much nail stuff. I used my unemployment checks. I was buying nail polish, e-files, drills, everything, and then
You were investing.
I was investing for the future. So I did end up going to Schilling Douglas in 2021, and honestly, it was terrible.
That goes for most Cosmo schools.
Don't recommend, but thank God, like my program was only for 3 months, so I was just like,
Oh, wow, that's
3
convenient.
months. You just need to get in and get out, and you're good.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And you did have like the foundational skills because you were self-taught, you were experimenting already, so that must have made it a little easier to go into nail school because you had a
Yeah.
little bit of the like hands-on
yep,
experience.
it was a little bit easier.
That's awesome. What made you say like, I'm ready to do this, I'm gonna do this?
After graduation, I had like a lot of family members and friends asking me like, hey, like, can you do my nails? Like, when are you starting? Let me know when you're taking clients. And I was like, guys, like, I just graduated. Like, give me a minute.
Right.
So then every time like I'd see someone, they just ask me, and I'm like,
There's your
do
opportunities. Yeah.
do it.
You've killed it so much. You've grown so much in the past like 2 years. It's just crazy to see. Did you have any like specific expectations entering the workplace after school that maybe surprised you, or what were you expecting?
I was expecting to just go like straight into a nail shop, but I knew, me personally, I didn't want to go to just like any place that does nails. Like a lot of nail salons out here, they're not ethical, they're not sanitary, they're not doing things the way that they're supposed to be doing. So I really wanted to just kind of wait out and see like what I could find. I just didn't want to go anywhere. So the way I found out about DeCourcy Beauty was my waxer at the time. She sent me the post that you guys made about looking for a nail tech, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, thank you, like, I'll see if I can reach out. And I wasn't gonna do it. I was so scared. I was like, I'm fresh out of school. Like, I don't think I'm ready yet.
Like little old me.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I wasn't gonna do it. Like, I'll wait a couple years or whatever. And then my friends were just like, you just need to do it.
Just
like,
jump
just
in,
do
head
it.
first.
What could go wrong? They tell you no, grow up, suck it up. You'll be fine. And then when I came to interview, I was like, I walked in, I was like, Yes,
I love it here.
Yay! You fit the vibe perfectly.
Perfect.
And we felt the same way about you
Yay.
as soon as we met you. We'll get into some more questions about like your experience in getting into nails and stuff in a little bit. Let's have Savannah give your intro.
My name's Savannah. I am the not youngest. I'm actually the oldest team member here, but I'm the newest esthetician here at DeCourcy Beauty Lounge. I'm also a Gemini. Fun fact about me is I drive an hour to work every day.
Dedication.
Also,
Fun or not so fun fact.
yeah, I don't know. 95 makes me insane. I'm also an artist and a photographer.
Yes, she's an artsy queen. Let's hear your favorite service.
Ooh, I think right now my favorite service has got to be brow lamination.
Yes.
It's a satisfying
That's been so
one.
popular too.
And what about your Esty experience in school? Where did you go? What was your just general thoughts about it?
So I also went to Schilling Douglas, but I went in 2022. My introduction to skincare and the beauty industry started pretty much at young adulthood. I started getting really into skincare and makeup. I struggled with acne. So I kind of just started delving into ingredients and facts about skincare, trying to treat myself, was performing laminations and lash lifts on myself. And then I was seeing another esthetician in the area and realized, like, wait a minute, this is a job I could do.
Yeah, I could do this.
I don't know why it had never crossed my mind, but I was like, I have not enjoyed a single job I've ever done, and this seems like something I could enjoy. So,
And are you enjoying it?
oh yeah,
Yeah, right?
dream job. This is dream job.
Yeah. It's
I
like you
know.
found a passion for it before you even thought about diving into this as
Yeah.
a career.
I
That's
didn't
so
even-
cool.
I didn't even
It's so organic.
Yeah, I didn't even consider it as an option for years. So
I
it's
felt the
cool.
same way. It was just fun. We just enjoyed doing like skincare, makeup and stuff, but it
Yeah.
never felt like a career until it clicks and you're like, wait,
I can make
I can
money,
make money doing
this.
this? Are you kidding?
Right.
I didn't even realize how much of a bag it could be too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too. That was
yeah.
like one of the biggest surprises for me. And that was also the reason that I didn't get into it, because I was like, oh, you can't make enough money to live and blah, 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 like the way that I want to live and whatever.
Right.
And that's just simply not true.
Not true.
And what made you say, like, I'm doing this, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to commit to this? Like, did you have a specific moment that it clicked for you, or?
I think I just had years of like pent up existential dread sitting in parking lots outside of jobs, sometimes tearfully, just
Yeah.
like, I cannot believe I have to do this again today.
Yeah.
You were just like, I'm ready.
Yeah,
It's
so
time.
I really prematurely quit my job selling cars and then decided to figure out how I'm going to become an esthetician. I probably should have
Yeah.
like reversed that, but I was just at a
It
point
gave you
of
like that.
desperation.
It gave you that fire.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, okay, I have to do something now.
That's true.
Yeah.
You gave yourself no option, where you were like, but that's the biggest sign of commitment in like risk taking with like entrepreneurs, beauty entrepreneurs, is being able to be like, I'm going to drop everything. I don't have a backup plan. Like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And you did it.
It's been the scariest thing I've ever done, but probably the most rewarding thing
It's
so
so
far.
worth it.
Yeah.
It's so worth it.
Listen, you heard it here first, guys. Get into the ST world.
Yeah,
It is,
right?
It's fun over here.
Join the dark side.
Absolutely.
Join the dark side.
One of us.
Okay, so I'll ask Savannah this first,
Okay.
but I'm gonna have both of you guys answer. What has been the most unexpected thing you've encountered in the beauty industry since you've been in here?
I would have to say the most unexpected thing, I don't know if I should say unexpected, but whatever, is the lack of consideration from other people.
When you say other people,
I feel like
Clients.
specifically clients,
Right.
but I definitely see it amongst like other people in the industry too. I feel not very considered more often than I was expecting to.
right? We were just talking about that last week, how there's somebody else in this industry that you guys were really close at first, but then as soon as she found out that you were an esthetician and you were in this job and working here at DeCourcy, she
Just kind of
just
radio
got, like,
silence.
eh.
And we weren't even
Yeah.
tight, but I don't know. I thought we were cooler than that. But
Right.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
The cold shoulder.
Like, you think if someone you knew were to get into the same career path as you, like, because of our personality types, we would reach out and be like, I'm so happy for you. Like, let me know if I can help in any way, like, whatever. We
Yeah.
would go more that approach. Whereas it seems like other people a lot of the times go the opposite approach and they just go ghost, and they're like, they think you're trying to like compete with them or whatever, and that's really not the case. Maybe you got inspired a little bit from them.
I literally told them they
fine.
inspired me. I told them how they inspired me to like seek out what makes me happy, and like I hope to be as good as them at certain services one day, and like I'm just not a hater and ass bitch, so it's just weird to me. I don't know.
It is weird behavior. And then what about clients? What have you noticed with clients that's been unexpected that you're like, dang, people really don't care? Like, you can give a story or...
Just when, like, people are notably late and can't even, like, communicate, like, hey, I'm running late. Or if you try to set a boundary, like, hey, I can't take you after this time. They're like, it's fine, I'm almost there. Like... What about me or the rest of my clients that I have after you?
Yeah, they think that all you're there to do is service them.
Just them.
Part of it, but I also like have that for every other client I see.
Exactly. Like, Savannah has had a little bit of turmoil, like getting into the flow of getting consistent clients. She had a bunch of either cancellations, lack of consideration with no-shows, people's cards declining for the fees, like a lot of just like bullshit, if I could say it simply.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure one of those instances was just a straight up scammer too.
100%.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Please.
So
honestly,
we'll get into some stories like about some of our clients in that way later, but
that'll be fun.
It's definitely part of the like growth experience in the beauty industry is you're gonna have some bad clients, and they're gonna filter out. They'll go away. Like you will be able to break up with them, and they'll find somewhere else, whatever. But yeah, you kind of got to go through it, unfortunately.
Right. Well, Dani, what about you? What has been the most unexpected thing you've experienced as a nail tech?
I would honestly have to say like the support coming from family and friends versus complete strangers.
Oh wow.
It is like
that's a good one.
I post about it on my like personal Instagram all the time, like people that I've known like in high school or just family members, like, hey, like I'm taking clients, like you guys follow my Instagram page, like let me do your nails. And they would tell me like, oh, like let me know when you're taking clients. Let me know like when you're in a place. Okay, pull up.
Yeah.
Like
right. I'm here.
Like it's that
like,
simple.
Hello.
Yeah. It's that simple.
And they're just like they just go blind. But I've gotten a lot of support from like my clients and complete strangers on the internet that I have no idea who they are. They show love, they comment on my stuff, they repost it, whether I have like even non-nail techs following my Instagram page, but the people on my personal Instagram, they don't follow my nail page.
Yes.
I'm like, what happened? Like,
where'd you go?
Right. Like,
it's crazy.
Seriously,
it's so weird.
We make like our closest friends from our clients, you know.
And I love all of my clients. Like, love like this.
Yes.
Once you're locked in, ain't no switching up.
Yes.
You guys can't go nowhere.
Yes. I always heard that quote going into business, like you're gonna get more support from strangers than you will your friends. I was like, that's weird. Like I didn't believe it.
Yeah. And like now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, wow, you guys are high key fake.
100%. 100%.
Like that.
I always tell this story of like at my first grand opening for my studio, I didn't have one friend show up. It was tons of girls from school, tons of my clients, tons of random people. I had a few people come that I knew in middle school that I was like, oh my God, like it made me cry. It literally made me cry. But not one of like my friends pulled up. And that was like a huge realization for me. I was like, wow. Like these bitches are some haters.
Yeah. Like I have like family and like a few friends that support me, like even though they're like they don't normally get their nails done, but like they'll text me like, hey, like I'm so proud of you, like I'm so glad seeing that you're doing something that you want to do. Or like my cousin, she's in Tennessee right now, like she'll text me. She texted me like a couple of months ago. She was like, I'm so proud of you. I remember coming to you when you were in nail school, like you've gone so far, and like stuff like that. Like even if you're not physically coming to me, like just letting me know like that you're proud of me, like that actually means something, especially like coming from me. Like I didn't think I'd ever like be here doing this, so it's like just, you know, hearing from someone that you actually care about, appreciate what you're doing, and they're just proud of you, like that actually means something.
That verbal, even that like emotional support. Like if you can't give it to me financially, that's fine.
And a repost is free, a like is free, a comment it's free.
Smash that heart, baby.
I can't. There's something wrong with these people.
Right.
At least we can all kind of talk about it and all validate each other that like it's not just you. It's not just your supporters that are not supporting you.
Right.
It's a collective issue.
Yep.
It's bizarre, but it makes you take a step back and like really look at the people around you and be like, okay, if I'm about to go up from here,
Who's coming up with me?
Telling you on your ass, like you're showing your ass right now, basically. So whatever.
You're done.
You're done.
Exactly.
You're done.
You're freaking done, so.
So I feel like one of the number one things that makes DeCourcy Beauty Lounge really unique in this industry and just as a salon in the state of Delaware is that our team dynamic is just, we're very nurturing with each other.
Yes.
We're very loving, we're close, and I feel like that's kind of different compared to other salons and beauty lounges because it's like a common theme where like people are very competitive with each other and there's a lot of cattiness, a lot of gossip, and I feel like we really don't have much of that here.
Yeah.
It makes it such a comfortable and loving environment for us and for our clients too, you know? So Bryn, why don't we kind of get into how did we create this team? How did we bring these lovely ladies out here?
So yeah, I feel like it all starts with like the foundation of the owner, honestly. Like
Yeah.
how your mentality is. I don't do well with like gossip and drama. I get like very insecure when other people are talking shit on other people in front of me because I'm like, you're probably doing that about me.
Yeah.
So I definitely wanted that dynamic. I didn't want to bring anyone in that would be catty or would be like drama oriented.
Right.
You can tell when you meet someone like what type of vibe they are. I feel like it starts with that. So it starts with like your core values and then it goes into like we have a section later that we'll talk about interviews and I'm going to give some sample interview questions that like I did ask you guys in order to do a little vibe check and like get a good handle on who the person is before they come into your shop. But I feel like overall it comes down to the environment that you're breeding and your team is really going to look at like how you act and they're going to be a reflection of you in that way. So if I'm sitting here talking badly about each of you to each other, like then you're going to start to feel some type of way and it's not going to be a healthy dynamic. So I think just like creating that open conversation where if any of us have an issue with each other, like we can come to either during a team meeting, we're comfortable to say it out loud to everyone or go pull someone aside one-on-one and be like, hey, I'm having this issue with you.
It's all about healthy communication.
Yeah, like I feel like that's really what it comes down to.
And being comfortable with each other enough to do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of
good.
like another way that we do create such a inclusive dynamic, but honestly I feel like it just happens so
I feel like
naturally
it's
with
us individually, our personalities. We just like meshed really well naturally.
It was very like quick. It was very like I just felt like comfortable with all of you guys and I feel like if I was giving advice to someone that's listening trying to build a team, I would say like do really good interviews, maybe do like a few rounds of interviews, bring someone in for like a shadow day if you want them to shadow you for the day just to see like what the dynamic is.
Another good point is the fact that Dani and Savannah were both new into the careers and services they were going into. So I feel like we did purposely look into that too because you guys are easily moldable. You know, and easily coachable. So if we wanted our team dynamic to look a certain way, it would be easier to hire people who are more newer in the industry instead of somebody who's established and they have their way of doing things, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that was something that we seeked out. We would rather go with someone that is beginning and looking to be guided in a way.
Yes.
Rather than someone that's been in the industry for 10 years and has all their clients already and is just looking for a new location or whatever. They're going to be set in their ways and they're going to have, based on their old salon experience, they're going to have like all these ways of operating that may not be similar to us. So I felt like it was better in our dynamic to start fresh just because we started fresh too. Like it's just I like that like new energy that like we can get through this together. And I feel like it creates like a team dynamic and it creates that like loyalty with all of us to each other. So along with building the team dynamic, how do we maintain the good vibes as far as like not only between us and all of us, but how do we maintain those good vibes when clients come in the door? Like what are we doing to show them our personalities and show them our energy? I will start by saying, like, I feel like the music is big. The music, the ambiance, the lighting, all that type of stuff. But what do you guys do specifically with your clients when they get in the door to make them feel the vibe, to make them feel good?
I just try to, like, greet them, like, hey, girl, like, how's it going? Like, what's new? I feel like for me, it's, like, more so the greeting. And then when we sit down, we just kind of, like, chit-chat a little bit, like, any updates or anything. And I kind of do that while I'm, like, prepping their nails. and they love it. Like we just start talking, and then everything's just easy going after that.
Yeah, talking like they're your bestie.
Yeah.
And then just go with the flow from there.
Yeah, it's just casual.
Yeah, it's their safe space too.
I love it.
They know that they can like come in and tell you anything. How about you, Savannah?
So before
Fun fact, Savannah has like 10 different nicknames.
Depends on the day.
Right.
there's probably like 15 more I haven't even told you guys yet.
Crack
It'll
about
come
it.
up.
But so before I even meet with clients, since my commute is long and typically like enraging at certain points, before I do anything, what I'll do, especially if my mood is fucked up, I'll go to my treatment room, get my selenite out of the window, and I'll literally try to cleanse my whole body of any negative energy before I even start touching my equipment to set up for their treatment, before I start touching them, because, you know, it's an energy exchange, and I'm not trying to, like, bleed any of my negativity onto them.
Right.
Because they're probably coming in with something to vent about already.
Yeah, for sure.
Or something they don't want to talk about.
Sure.
That's a nice little ritual.
Yeah, I love it.
I like that.
I like to do that, and then I don't know. I just like to be exactly myself, even with new clients, because I would have a lot of anxiety trying to like keep up a super professional facade. I'm not that.
Yeah.
I'm not the like super prim and proper professional esthetician. Sorry, Miss Terry.
But that makes it makes it so easier for people to be comfortable with you.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
people can relate to you better
Yeah.
when you're yourself.
I totally agree. That's what we want here. Like,
Yeah.
we want you guys to be yourself. We wouldn't have hired you and brought you to the team if we didn't like your personality, aside from your work personality. Like, I want your personal personality to, like, shine through, because I think that's part of the selling point of coming here is, like, you get to see authentic characters. We're not just giving you a, you know, prompted, hi, welcome to the Corsi Beauty Lounge, blah, 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 blah.
Protocol
Like,
for
hi,
every
I'm
single
normal.
thing.
yeah, like,
Right.
we do have protocols, don't get us
Yeah.
wrong, but it's not, like, we want you to get our vibe through that, you know?
It's not just black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we didn't want to hire somebody with a stick up their ass either. It didn't fit the vibe.
I'm glad you guys didn't either, because I would prank them so much.
Just mess with them every second you get.
Oh, yeah.
Like reverse bullying. So another part of the team dynamic I feel that works for us is like assigning roles. And when I was writing the notes on this, I was kind of having trouble like verbating it, if that's a word. But I was kind of trying to explain like physical and emotional roles. So like, for example, Savannah has been helping work reception and helping answer phones and things like that. And then Miranda helps with XYZ. Dani helps with XYZ. Like, we have certain roles assigned physically to people, but I feel like we've also adopted like emotional roles where it's like, if someone's having a bad day, like one of us will, or two of us or three of us will be able to be like, okay, let's act this way and cater to them and help them or whatever may help them in that day. So I feel like we all have like specific physical and emotional roles. And I think that helps us in our day-to-day too.
Yeah, I will say, I did notice a dynamic as you were just speaking. It just clicked in my head. So I feel like whenever one of us comes in and vents about something, right? I feel like you have Dani, who tells you what it is, and then you have Savannah, who very much lightens the situation, and then you have me. That's I like co-sign for anything you do. Like, I'm just here for it.
You're backing it up.
I'm backing it up. And then you always give like the advice.
Like the solution.
The solution to the issue, yes. I feel like that's a good.
That's so true. We all do have like
Yeah.
different approaches. That's so funny. But that's what makes us work.
I know.
And that all goes back to like having each other's backs. Like, if I know for a fact that if anyone were to mess with any of us, like, we would all rally behind them
up.
and
I
have
wish
each
you
other's
would.
back. Exactly. Like, if a client comes in here talking crazy, like, we're all gonna back you up. Whoever up that
You don't want
needs it.
this smoke.
We got strong elbows over here. You don't want to play with us. You do not want to play with us.
Obviously, Savannah and Dani had to go through an interviewing process with us. From my point of view, I feel like we set up a very comfortable environment. It was very casual. Like, we wanted it to be as fluid as possible. Like, you're getting to know a friend, kind of. Like, that's the kind of environment we want to have. But I'll start with Dani. What was your first impression when you came into DBL and you met Bryn and I?
I was just shocked. Like, when I walked in, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this place is gorgeous. Like I just never see anything like in Delaware like to this extent
Yeah.
where it's like strategically it just looks good.
The
And
details.
it's the details. I was like, wow, like this is on market. Like what? And then when I like met you guys, I was just like, oh, you guys are so nice. Like, oh my god. And then I was like, oh, I could just see myself here and just being like, oh, little nail tech.
Oh, so you were excited.
I was
You saw the
excited.
vision.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can see myself here. But I was like, okay, like, what if they just don't like me?
So did you have any doubt in your mind that we
Yeah.
weren't going to go with you?
Yeah. Like,
Even after?
Yeah. Yes.
Really?
'Cause I was
Okay.
on the phone, like, I was literally parked out front, and I was on the phone with my mom. I was like, Mom, like, what if they don't, like, hire me? Like, what if they just find someone else that has, like, a lot of more experience than I do? It was more so the experience for me, because,
Right.
like, I was literally it was, like, months after, like, I graduated school, and I was like, what if they just want someone that has, like, more experience? I didn't have a lot of that. So I was just like, if they don't go with me, like, I understand, but it's like,
Oh, you had it in the back of your
I was
mind.
like, I want it.
Oh, no, we honestly, if it makes you feel any better, we like pretty instantly right away. We're
Yeah.
It
was like
It's
instant.
her.
You were exactly who
I
we
was
were
like,
looking
oh,
for.
yeah.
One, you were affiliated with Gel X, which
Was
we
huge for
were
us.
huge for us. Yeah. You were new, fresh out of school. That's somebody we were looking for. You had an amazing personality, and I feel like because you were a Gemini, too,
Yeah.
Bryn had an instant little.
Listen,
I feel like
when
you did
both
this on
of them
purpose,
said Gemini.
Bryn, okay?
I know. I felt like I did it on purpose. I was like, oh my god, I swear I didn't plan this. But the fact that you guys were both Geminis, it was like an extra like.
Bryn was
shit.
on Instagram like,
I was looking on your Facebook birth date. I was like reverse searching. No. But that was definitely the validation that I needed.
Right.
How about you, Savannah? What was your like first initial impression of either during or post interview? Like what was your thoughts?
okay, so before, during, after, and like weeks into working here, I was like, I don't belong here. Like serious imposter syndrome. But like you guys have helped that subside so much.
I do remember you saying that though.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always felt like super outcast by other women. It's probably something to do in the depths of my trauma and history. But you guys have helped me immensely with that. I don't know. It was just like Dani said, it's so gorgeous in here. I would have never wrapped my head around working in such a beautiful place. And like, I was just like, there's no way they're gonna hire me, right?
So you felt like that too?
Yeah, but
That's so funny because we were like the opposite. Like we were gung ho about you too.
It's like when you first walk in, especially like, if you've never heard of this place before, like you're just like, wow, you just think it's prime and proper. There's a specific aesthetic going on.
Okay.
And that, like, for me, like, I just felt like I didn't fit the aesthetic. So I was like, okay, so like, if I don't get it, like, I get it.
Yeah. so
Wow,
that
okay.
was like your feeling about the environment. What about like Bryn and I? How when like during the interview,
I blacked out. I don't remember
I
really.
was so nervous. I was like, am I answering these questions right? Like,
But I was on the other end being like, am I asking these questions right? This is the harsh reality, you guys. For anyone listening, both the interviewer and the interviewee are both feeling the same ways about it. Like, it's always intimidating for both parties. So that makes me feel better. But like, what if you didn't? Like, think back, like, what if you never reached out? What if you never came to the interview? Like, things could have been totally different. So
I feel like I would have just still be at like my other job. I mean, I'm still there now, but like I'd be so miserable. Like knowing that, spending time on something that I know I wanted to do and just knowing that I'm not doing it. I feel like I would just be wasting time.
right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I wouldn't want to do that. So I'm kind of really glad like I talked myself into like, just do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't going to do it. I was like really scared. But now like looking back, I'm just like, why did I even think that I shouldn't have done it?
yeah,
Right, yeah. Kudos to both of you. Both
Yeah.
of you dove head in.
Yeah.
To this
You
industry.
did.
Like y'all showed up
did.
for the interview. You guys show up to work every day. You guys were ready to learn. You guys were ready to be coached. Like that's not easy.
You guys
That's
are
not
hungry.
easy.
Like, you have that hunger. And I think that that's another thing that sparked with us was we were like, oh, they have that, like, drive that you also have the morals and the ethics.
You
and
have
the
your
same,
why.
Yeah, you have your why. You, like, all of the boxes were checked in that way. So I think that was just, for us, it was an easy decision. So.
Yeah.
Also, I want to add, like, I had my eye on DeCourcy Beauty Lounge since before I even enrolled in school.
Did you?
Like, we were DMing
Yeah, we
before I
did.
went to school. I was like, are you guys taking any apprentices right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Brittany used to talk about you all the time.
Because Savannah, my first impression of you was so like I thought so highly of you. You are so well spoken. Like the formalities behind your emails or your messages, they were always so like almost poetic in a way. You have a very good. You're very.
Thanks.
You are really good in that way. So that really sparked me. I was like, oh wow.
You were great at expressing your desire to be here.
I have heard I'm expressive.
Yeah, and in a great way, in the best way possible.
We love you guys, and we're so happy that we're all here together, and I can't wait to see like where we are in a year from now, 2 years from now. It's gonna be crazy. So I just wanted to throw in there some example questions that we did ask them. I went back to our interview questions for you guys, and I just copy pasted some of the good ones in here, and I wanted to share with the listeners to give some example questions if you are going to do interviews in the future. So one of the first ones that we asked that I really like was, what is your learning style, seeing, hearing, doing? I think that's really important to ask when you're dealing with someone, especially an esthetician, that's going to be hands-on, so that you know how to coach them in the future. What does your ideal client look like? That is something that we revisit at almost every single like meeting, to be honest. We're always revamping that. But getting that initial, what does your ideal client look like, can help you see if that person is going to fit by bringing in the clientele that the overall business is looking for. Another question is, how many clients would you be comfortable taking in a day? Like, what's your max clients that you could take? Because for one person, it might be 3 because they might get more overwhelmed. For one person, it might be 6. It also depends on the services you're doing, but that's a good way to gauge, like, hours and how much... You know what I mean? Some people can work like really long days. Some people can't. It's just. Another one, are you looking for a team-based environment? Some people would rather come in and just like be alone and just do their own thing and then leave. Our point of hiring people was to not only grow the business, but also to build that team dynamic. So that was a really important question for us to ask as well. And then another one was like, how do you handle your bad days? Like, what do you do if you're having a really shitty day? Like, are you someone that can mask that and collect your energy and show up for the sake of your clients and your team? Or are you someone that's going to wear it on your sleeve and be miserable and everyone around you is miserable?
And I just like Savannah's example of how she comes in, she grabs her selenite, and even if she did have a bad morning or like somebody cut her off in traffic on the way here, she comes in, she cleanses her energy because she knows, she acknowledges that services are an energy exchange.
Totally. And that's important too. We made sure to check their like spiritual vibes because we had someone that we were possibly going to hire in the past that did not at all align with our spirituality, was like overly super against crystals, thought they were demonic, like whatever. No, I swear to God.
We're deadass.
So
we loved her services.
Love her. But it was just like, it wouldn't have necessarily aligned because we're walking around here saging and selenite crystalling ourselves. There's crystals on every window.
There would have been a lot of judgment.
There would have been a ton of judgment. So we had to check your guys' also like spiritual vibe because we need to know that you're open to that. We also do a lot of activities like after this, we have our team meeting, and I have it on our list, manifestation jars of writing like manifestations in a jar, sealing it off. Like we do kind of rituals and things like that here. So I needed to know that you guys were open to that.
Comfortable with it.
And believed in it and like were able to
get the most out of out of these practices.
DBL Coven.
Okay, so Savannah, there has been a roller coaster of things happening since you joined DeCourcy Beauty Lounge. So I want to just talk about that. So we'll start with the highest point. What has been the best moment for you so far since you've worked here?
There's so many good ones. I don't even know. I'm terrible at picking favorites anytime, but where it stands right now would have to be like, I don't want to use the word mastering because there's always room for education and growth, but like achieving lash extensions and not taking 11,000 hours to do it.
Yes, that's a huge success.
That's like,
It's
it's been the most challenging thing in my career so far. So
But
that,
you've
been killing
taking
it.
it like a pro.
and now I
Yes.
actually look forward to lash extension appointments. So
Yeah.
That's amazing. For a while, it is like really daunting when you're starting. You're like,
every
you
lash
get
artist can
anxiety.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, I'm about to be sitting with this person for 4 hours. Are they going to get mad at me that I'm taking so long? Or am I going to get frustrated? Is one lash going to hold me up? Like, there's a million things going through your mind. But once you cross that hump of comfortability, it becomes fun. And then you get to worry about styling and textures and retention and
More
all
of
of
the
those
creative
things.
parts,
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you've crossed
saw
that
me-
hump.
Man,
so.
Miranda saw me for my first set, like, freaking the fuck out. I was losing it over Emily's forehead.
That's something I also try to remind people is that the client's eyes are closed, so typically they can't tell unless you're like verbally communicating with them. There's been some times where we've shed some tears with their eyes closed and they
No,
have no
dead
idea,
ass.
but
Dead ass.
it happens.
I've
and
literally
it's okay.
cried over a client before just because it was just like a really rough day and like something was going wrong with the lash method and I was just so frustrated and I was literally crying behind her. She had no idea.
Except for the
She had no
sniffles,
idea.
they're like,
Except for
she's
the-
like, is everything okay?
That's right. So, what do you feel like your lowest point has been so far?
There was a stretch of time where I felt like more than half of my booked clients would no-show or cancel. And I feel like there was some kind of glitch with the website with not getting people's cards on file. And I was also being too passive with walk-ins and like not being like, I need your credit card info.
Yeah.
And I would drive all the way here from Dover, get set up, get no-showed,
Yeah.
not get any money,
Yeah.
and just like
Right.
lose my mind.
She would. And obviously, like, when you're starting, you might have 1 or 2 clients in one day. And that might be all you have. But if it's a lash service, like, it is a high chunk of change. So you're, like, really depending on that one client for that
Yes.
day. For you to come an hour here, get here. And not only that, let me just preface by saying our booking system sends out, like, 10 freaking reminders. And you have to hit confirm, or it tells you right there, click this link to reschedule or cancel. And we make it very clear, our policies and things like that. So I just feel like it was some sort of like universal turmoil that was going on for you. That was like, I don't know if it was a test or what.
I was about to say, I feel like the universe was testing you.
You were getting tested, girl.
mentally,
was.
physically, emotionally.
I was getting tested.
They were coming after you.
Yeah.
And then in that time, there was also this enigma, and I'm sure other beauty professionals in the state will probably know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm not going to drop any names. But I accepted these humongous appointments. I'm like, oh, that's a bag. Oh my gosh, like a full day. I love it. And turns out she's just never shown up for an appointment in her life,
Ever in
apparently.
her life.
And
Or
just-
would show up and then like card would decline, like
Or she would
anything.
pay the fee and then dispute
Yeah, she
it.
disputed. So yeah, then she
Yeah.
disputed the fee. So she did do
Bro,
that
she's
to us.
crazy.
Yeah.
So, Miss Ma'am, if you're listening, I don't
Fuck
like
you.
you.
No, you know who you are.
You're fired.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. That is definitely a valid low, though. Like, that's very valid. And we were trying to be really supportive in that moment of telling you, like, it is a phase that you'll go through.
Yeah,
but
we both
you,
went through that, too.
this past month for you, I feel like has just taken off. Your books are very steadily good. I mean, there's still room for growth always, but you're doing so well. And I
Thank
just want to
you.
give you your flowers because the growth has been amazing.
I'm already trying to figure out where I can expand my hours on the days that I'm here or how I can alter my schedule because it's already getting tight.
Love to hear that.
I know.
Love to
Such a
hear
good
that.
issue to have.
Love to hear that. So proud of you guys, seriously. Everyone is at such a good place. And Dani as well, you've been killing it. Absolutely killing it.
ma'am.
Same with you. We had to turn someone away yesterday, or the other day. We were like,
Really?
Dani doesn't have anything available for the next 2 weeks. I'm so sorry.
I get nail calls and walk-ins for nails all the time.
Oh, the walk-ins
time.
for nails are crazy.
All the
All
time.
the time. Well,
Sorry, guys.
We're working on getting more hours in. It's okay.
Yeah.
yes. So, Dani, what has been your highest point since you've been working here?
My highest point, I would just say, just overall, like being here and then like working with you guys and like my clients and like my books being filled. Like it's just, I like would have never thought like this would even be happening. It's just amazing, like coming to a space where you just feel like you're like mastering everything that you wanted to do. So it's like every time I'm here, I'm just like, you're gonna have a good day, you're gonna knock out these sets, and you're gonna kill it. Like,
Yeah.
whether you have like, I don't know, like one nail that's messing up, fix it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
just
Keep
do
it pushing.
Just keep
You
it
roll with
pushing.
the punches.
Yep. That's what I do. I do get frustrated, but
You know how to bounce back
yeah, I
from
know
it.
how to
Yeah.
bounce back. You might see it on my face where I'm just like, oh my god, like this nail is just not sticking. Like, but yeah, like it's always a high.
What about a low?
A low for me is I'm also assistant manager, so I have 2 jobs here and then at the store that I work at. The low for me is just me being there, knowing that I want to be here. So it's like I have a lot of clients who are like, can you fit me in here? Like I'm just like, I can't. Like,
I wish I could.
I wish I could. Like
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to, but it's like I can't because I have other obligations. And
Right.
when I'm there, I'm just like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
Like I would
Yeah.
rather be here, like doing like my clients' nails. I
Yeah.
don't want to deal with working customer service. Just
Yeah.
putting on a
True.
fake smile, like, oh yeah, I love working here. I don't. I go into that store. And
I
I'm like,
don't.
I tell my manager all the time, like, I hate it here. She's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, no,
I do.
absolutely
I
do. Like,
yeah,
I
do.
would much rather be doing nails right now because I know, like, when I'm here, I'm calm.
That's your passion.
That's my
you love
passion.
your clients. You love the
Yes.
environment. It's like night and day.
Yeah.
For you.
It is, and like when I'm there, I'm like miserable.
Yeah, but you're working on it. So that's the
Yeah.
thing is like you're slowly adding days in, and you're going to get to that point where you will be here, and
Full
just
time,
know that
baby.
it's temporary.
Full
It's a
time.
temporary. It's a temporary low.
It's a temporary low.
But I'm glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that you like it here, and I think that shows it speaks for your passion. That's what you like to do. That's what makes you feel fulfilled and good, and that's how you know you're in the right direction. Is when you
Right.
enjoy going to work. So, let's get into some little games to wrap up the episode today.
Spicy.
So first, let's do some hot takes and unpopular opinions in the beauty industry. I guess I'll just read them off and you guys just give me your opinion. It can be, if you agree with it and you have a good opinion, that's fine. But if you have a hot take, feel free to say it.
Okay.
So let's
Don't hold back.
start with TikTok skincare advice. You go.
Okay, so my thing about TikTok skincare videos is like 75% of the time it's things that you should not be doing on your skin, but because these popular influencers, these people who are getting brand deals, like because they're advertising for these skincare techniques that aren't doing you justice, everybody's doing it. It's a trend. And that's the thing about trends is that not all trends are good trends, unfortunately.
And everyone has different skin, so how are
yeah.
you gonna, like, one product that might be like raging all over TikTok
Yes.
that's sold out everywhere, whatever, it's like that might be good for people with dehydrated skin or rosacea, whatever, but it
Yeah.
might not be good for someone with acne or hyperpigmentation. So
Exactly.
that's how I feel as well.
Yeah, but my number one advice for anybody who's interested in like skincare trends on TikTok, social media in general, is if something interests you, consult your esthetician before doing it. Period.
I know for like nail wise, it's like you see, like Miranda said, you see like these influencers who are getting brand deals or whatever. Like there's this one makeup influencer, she's pretty much like a brand ambassador for Opry, and the way that she does her nails, like I cringe every single
Really?
time. I'm like, why are you using this nail bit that's not meant for your natural nails? Like why are you should not be doing that.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. I'm just like, of all people, find someone that actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, like, you want to be able to do, like, your DIYs at home because, you know, whatever the case may be, you just want to get in and get out. But do your research. Do your research.
And consult your professional.
Yes.
If you have a nail tech, ask your nail tech what her opinions are of this.
And I'm not going to, like, tell you, oh, like, I'm not going to tell you because you should be coming to me. No, if you can't come to me for, like, an instinct or whatever, I'm going to tell you how to do your nails. Like, I don't care.
Right.
I'm going to let you know, like,
You educate them.
Yeah. And if you need some tips, I got you.
Yeah. Agreed.
We're not gatekeepers
We're
over
not
here.
gatekeepers.
Period.
Give me your thoughts on pricing and what people in this, we can, I guess, just go on like this area specifically
Okay.
on prices of services.
I feel like I'm always neutral about everything, so I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can always like see both sides.
I try to see both sides of things. Like one part of me is always like accessibility over everything, but it's also like pay me my worth.
Right.
Exactly.
I love here that we're like really competitively priced to the other studios or beauty salons in the area. Yeah, I don't know. I think some people are really tripping sometimes with their pricing. Like, why does it cost that much?
And you can say that they're tripping because it's the clients that come to us and tell us that they're tripping.
Yeah.
You know, like
That will say they spent $300 on a lash set and it wasn't any better than you could get for an $100, $150 lash set. That's where I have like an issue with it.
Yeah.
But I'm all about like
Exactly.
knowing your worth and all that. So it is a tricky.
There's a balance that you have
Yeah.
to find there, and I feel like balance is elusive sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't be able to afford services from a lot of the other places in the area that offer
Right.
similar services.
yeah, accessibility is really important.
Yeah.
That's an important thing. I feel like that there's a lot of different factors that go into pricing. Of course, your worth, accessibility, what kind of clients you want to bring in.
Yeah,
That's a really big thing
huge.
for me is like if you're charging $60 for a full set, you're going to bring in clients that pay $60.
Right.
If you're charging $300 for a full set, you're going to bring in those high balling clients that can
right.
afford the $300, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I think it's all about what you feel like your value is, what you have to offer, and like the environment. I always talk about because DeCourcy Beauty Lounge is such a cute environment. I'm
Yeah.
like, clients love it here.
Yeah.
You have your coffee, your refreshments. Like, come on,
We go
it's
the
an
extra
experience.
mile.
We got
Yeah.
snacks, y'all.
Exactly,
We
but
get
but we still keep our prices competitive
Yeah.
compared to other salons that don't have everything that we have. No offense.
Agreed. It's a little bit of a tricky conversation to debate about, but I do feel like these people are out here charging either a little bit too much or a little bit too little.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like hard to find the middle ground.
And
Yeah.
I just saw a TikTok recently within the nail community, like they were saying basically like it's okay for you to charge your worth, but just because you can, you shouldn't do it. So I'm like, I get it, charge your worth, like, but at the same time, don't go overboard. But then, like you said, you're gonna attract the clients that will pay.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, I just think of like what happened with the hair industry. It went from like full service salons to now like I know with like getting installs, it's like they'll be like, come with your hair washed, braided, blown out, everything. Like and they're still charging XYZ dollars.
doing
So I
less
think
work.
so I think it depends on it happened majorly to the hair industry. I feel like it's happening to the nail industry now
Yes.
where you're finding people that are paying like $300 for a set of nails and it's like
Yeah. I
it's
would
just like
never do
where's
that
the
to you guys.
line? Yeah, where's the line of whatever? And again, who are we to say like what you say you're worth? But
Yeah.
at the same time, there's like an ethical side to it where it's like, all right,
Yeah.
And it's also like I see a lot of people like, oh, like I wish bring back like the $25 nail sets. It is 2023. You
like
will
I wish
never
I
get
could.
that.
would
You're
never
never
get
gonna get that
I
again.
wish, like, trust me, like, I would love to pay $25
In
for a nail
this
set,
economy?
but
Right.
it's not happening. It's not going to happen. Get over it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we feel about online courses? This has been a really hot topic on social media for the past year because everybody and their mother has an online course now.
Everyone.
And the big question is it worth the ticket price that people are charging for it?
I think it depends on what that course is for. Like certain things I think you can definitely have an online course for, but I also think there's certain things that need to be one-on-one or in a classroom setting. And like the prices are super high on some of these
Yes.
things. And it's just like for what? For a
information.
PDF?
They're outrageous.
That and like if they do it like through Instagram, like an Instagram live class, you only have a certain amount of time. Why am I paying $500 for this?
Yeah.
Like it's not fair. Like it's kind of like
It's
know
greedy.
like yeah, it's like you're giving me a set time to watch the class, but I'm paying almost like $1,000 for it.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
just doesn't
And
make
most of the
any sense.
information you can find on
On
the
YouTube.
internet.
Yeah, especially with these
YouTube,
PDF
like-
courses. I think when it comes to like a PDF, if it's a PDF book, then that's a different story. But if it's a PDF that's like 5 to 10 pages that somebody could have gone and downloaded a free PDF and combined them together, like whatever, it depends on the effort that's put into the course for sure. But we talked about this last time. Like I feel like we're seeing this influx. I mean, this is more business courses, but we're seeing this influx of people being like, let me sell you a course on how to make money while I'm making money.
It's a cash grab.
It's literally a cash grab. Like, I was watching a video of people interviewing people at Coachella, and they were like, what do you do for a living? He was like, I sell courses. The guy was like, what do you sell courses on? He was like, how to make 6 figures. I'm like, okay, so you're making 6 figures off of selling people courses on how to make 6 figures? Like, that doesn't
And most of the time, they're
to
teaching people how to sell courses.
Exactly.
It's like a chain.
Exactly. It's
crazy.
literally like network marketing. So I think it all depends. Granted, I do feel like there are great instructors and teachers and educators out there that can provide that, but I feel like they typically go the lower cost route because they want you to see that they're not in it for the money. Like, the money is a side part of it. It's business at the end of the day. You got to make some money. But it does get tricky with, like, we have so much free knowledge with social media, so it does get a little tricky. I don't know. It is a hot topic.
It is. What about the term medical grade skincare? So this has been a topic that I've been hearing on a lot of esthetician podcasts on how things aren't, just because it says medical grade doesn't mean it went through a process of getting
It means nothing.
It literally means nothing. Like, there's no certification, there's no like license for anything that's medical grade that sets it apart from anything you can get from a CVS.
Unless you're buying like a prescription retinol, a prescription,
to you, right?
Then yes, but
over the counter.
Any of those are going to be only sold at like your dermatologist. We're talking things are being advertised as medical grade, and it literally has no validation. Like, there's no meaning behind it other than the fact that they want to charge you more money, and they want to make you buy it through a dermatologist or whatever. It's just, I view it as a sham, especially because we are so aligned in the middle ground of like medical skincare and holistic skincare.
Right.
Seeing both sides of it and looking at ingredients, I think that's the only thing you have to do is just look at the ingredients and you'll know if it's medical grade or if it's just a regular skincare product.
Right.
But that's a huge issue right now.
It's a marketing thing.
I have long beefed with how things are allowed to be labeled because you can throw like words on the packaging that makes it something you can charge more for. You can make it more expensive because it says medical on it. Another example that's similar to this is natural ingredients.
Yes,
that doesn't mean shit
similar.
to me.
Yep.
Because there are some pretty harmful or abrasive natural ingredients.
Especially because so many people are marketing themselves as like medical estheticians. And I also saw a funny post the other day that was like, what's the difference between an esthetician with an AE versus an esthetician with an E? And it was like literally nothing. Like, people
people will beef over it.
They'll beef over it and be like, I'm a medical esthetician. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, that doesn't mean anything. Unless you're working at a doctor's office, then you have the right to call yourself a medical, or you're at a med spa.
Or you have a nurse, you're a nurse.
Then yes, you're a medical esthetician. But if you're not, if you're just using chemical peels and microdermabrasion, you're not a medical esthetician. There's no differentiation. Legally, I guess we should say. If you want to call yourself that, that's fine. But all right, similar area as medical grade skincare, the influx in like retinol, tretinoin use.
Not everybody needs it.
Not everybody
Oh my
needs
gosh,
it.
I'm telling you right now, but they're marketing it like everyone needs it, and I see it and it makes my skin crawl because I'm like, how many people are about to get dermatitis all over their shit?
Seriously,
And
I see so many bad things happen from people being prescribed tretinoin and retinol and not being educated on how they should be taking care of themselves aside from using tretinoin and retinol. Like, it's a very invasive product. We just found a really cool article, and I can like link it in the bottom. It was a very scientific article about the use of retinol and how it actually strips your skin barrier and it causes more issues and down the line and things like that. And I know that that's a very, very hot take. This was like a very...
I can hear people running here
I know, being like, but I fall more in the lines of like maintaining your skin barrier and create, like, if you have hyperpigmentation, scarring, things like that, using chemical peels or microneedling and that type of stuff. But I'm not opposed to retinol and tretinoin, but from my experience, the clients that I've seen that have used it from a dermatologist come to me with more issues trying to repair than before.
The skin.
It does, and it's crazy that dermatologists don't really tell you about the side effects.
They don't tell you
of
anything.
These more abrasive treatments for acne, and they don't tell you about the other options that, you
Yes.
know, are more cost effective and that
Like seeing an
won't damage your skin.
esthetician or-
Exactly. That won't damage your skin as much, you know.
Literally, my client the other day, she had to cancel her facial because she went to a dermatologist for like a skin, a skin tag issue. And they ended up prescribing her with like a few different products. Retinol was one of them. There was some good ones like bakuchiol, whatever. But she called her dermatologist and said, I have a facial scheduled. What type of facial do you think like it would be okay to get with my with the prescribed stuff that I'm using? And the dermatologist told her to get a chemical peel.
What the fuck?
Ma'am, you are on tretinoin. Why
What
would we
ails
get a
them?
chemical peel? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I was like, I'm sorry, but we can do something hydrating and gentle, but I can't even use like that much exfoliation because you're on tretinoin.
Dude,
Like,
that's bonkers.
crazy. This is a dermatologist we're talking about. Like,
Wow.
what are we doing? All right, last hot take, unpopular opinion, gel versus acrylic.
I'm gonna go with gel.
Of course we're gonna go with gel.
Why don't a lot of people come in here asking, like, do you guys do acrylic? And I tell them no, but we offer this alternative called Gel X. So what are like the biggest differences between using acrylic and Gel X?
So I'll start here. A lot of people think that enhancements are damaging for your nails. They'll say like, oh, like I'm giving my nails a break. They need to breathe. Your nails don't breathe. They're actually dead. So that's not going to happen. The only reason why your nails are getting damaged is from lack of prep, your nail tech doing something wrong where it's like sanitation. It can go as far as sanitation to application to polishing, because if you get polish on the skin, you can get like contact dermatitis. You could develop an allergy. So with that, there's really like no big difference. There's no enhancement that's bad for you. It's just a preference. If you prefer acrylic because it is durable, it's stronger, that's like your personal preference. If you do gel because it gives you like a more natural look, that's the look that you're going for, or you're trying to grow out your natural nails, that's a personal preference. None of it is bad for you. It's improper application, improper sanitation, improper just anything.
It's based off the nail tech.
It's based off the nail tech, and it's also based off of you as the client. If you are using your nails as tools, if you are picking at your cuticles, if you are just not using your cuticle oil, your nails are not going to last. They are going to damage them. So, like I said, there's really no right or wrong answer. I just prefer gel because I like working with it better. When I was in school, I was using acrylic. I hated it. I hated the smell. I got really sick when I was in school too because like they had like no window ventilation in the room.
They really
They
don't have any. The
fuming
nail room is like a
Yes.
fucking sauna.
It's so hot. Like, yeah, it's crazy. I was just like, yeah, I got sick from it. I went to my doctor. They were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, I'm
inhaling fumes all day. Like, no, I'm not okay.
Fumes. That's why.
All right, that wraps up our hot takes. Did you guys have any other? I didn't ask you guys before we started if you had any other hot takes that you wanted.
I have a little bit of a hot take. So a lot of Esties disagree with like the do nothing cleansers. Here's my hot take. If you are properly using targeted ingredients in the rest of your regimen, say your toner, your serum, your moisturizer, whatever, your cleanser just really has to cleanse.
Yeah. I think a lot of the times people feel like they have to use like a super invasive product to get the skin results that they want, but majority of us, this is a hot take, is have those problems because of all of the invasive things that we're trying to use to fix our skin.
Yep.
And it's actually damaged skin barriers.
Yeah,
that's my hot take.
That's why creating a balance in your skincare regimen is so important, which is why you should talk to an esthetician.
Say it again. Okay, let's do our last game of the day. Let's do a this or that beauty edition. So I'm going to list some things, this or that, and you guys just shout which one you like better.
Shit, I'm indecisive. All right, let's do it.
All right, so we are going to start, and I want all of your opinions on all of these. We're going to start with Gel X or Structured Gel Mani. 1, 2, 3.
Gel
Gel X.
Agreed. Enzyme or chemical peel? 1, 2, 3.
Chemical peel.
Chemical peel.
I'm an enzyme baby.
I was gonna say,
I'm an enzyme baby.
I
know.
can never just give a straight answer. Enzyme, then chemical peel.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Build that
Okay.
skin up.
All right. Lash extensions or lash lift? 1, 2, 3.
Extensions.
Period. Cuticle work or polish application?
Cuticle work.
Cuticle work.
Cuticle work. I'm
Because
here
baby,
for
these
it.
cuticles be dusty.
Yeah, cuticle
Love
work
it.
is key, and I think that makes a huge difference with
I
like
will
the
spend
results.
the whole entire. I don't even care. I will just spend the whole appointment working on your cuticles. I love
As
it.
needed,
A lot of people need
especially-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl,
Because you're
my
not using your
drones are
cuticle
crazy.
oils.
Vitamin C or hyaluronic acid? 1,
Ooh,
2, 3.
Vitamin C.
Hyaluronic acid.
I know this was a hard
This
one.
is really hard. I'm gonna say vitamin C.
Yeah, I would go with vitamin C too.
I would have said hyaluronic acid a few months ago, but
Same.
I'm just like over it at this
Same.
point.
I feel like that was like a TikTok hype. I mean, love hyaluronic
I love
acid.
yeah, I
It's
love
amazing.
hyaluronic. I use it every day.
It's
But I
amazing.
use vitamin C every day, so I feel like more people can
Benefit from vitamin C.
I
Would
feel like
agree.
vitamin C is gentle enough that most people can use it, but it delivers more noticeable improvement.
Agree.
So,
Yeah.
I think because of all the antioxidants, whereas hyaluronic acid is just more of like a molecule. I think
True.
that it has different
It does
purposes.
more,
Yeah. Classic or volume extensions? 1, 2, 3.
Volume.
Classic.
This is hard. What about hybrids?
I know. I couldn't put hybrids. It would make it too easy.
All right. I'm gonna say classics.
I was gonna say classics
But that's
too.
just because classics challenge me more than volume do. So it makes me feel like
I just like all the styling options of volume.
same.
Yeah.
You can
That's
do a
why I
lot.
was
I like
struggling.
volume on myself. Like
Right.
on me, I like volume, but I think I like doing classics better because it's just like very structured.
Right.
Brow tint or microblading? 1, 2, 3.
Microblading.
Microblading.
Okay, if the option is microblading, I'm gonna say brow tint. But if we talk about the other permanent makeup options, I would say.
Or
I
if you
can't
put
put
in
in
lamination.
I know.
in there.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Like justifying everything.
All right, fine. Microblading.
I would say brow tint actually because whatever.
But
Besides
like,
the
have
brow-
you
you
guys
we'll talk
seen
about that later.
nanoblading and like the ombre brows and combo
Okay,
brows?
yeah.
That's
Like,
what I got. Yeah.
permanent
I
makeup
love
has
it.
evolved so much, and I want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
True.
so worth it. Like when I got mine done, I was like, wow, I get to wake up with eyebrows every day. Like I don't
Yeah.
touch any of my brow products anymore. Like
Wow.
it's amazing.
That's lovely.
I love it.
I think if you
See.
can get a good microblading, it's great. But I've seen way too much bad microblading
Yeah.
that
True.
I get scared when it comes to that. And I do love a brow tint, but it is only something that lasts like 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
it's depends
If
on
you
your
would have said
needs.
brow transformation,
Yeah.
the shaping, the tint, and the
Okay.
lamination, I
Yeah.
would definitely go with that over the microblading.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
The whole shebang.
You're right. You're right. Last one, DBL or DBL?
DBL.
DBL.
Okay, guys. We didn't do our affirmation poll.
We are going to do a double whammy of an affirmation pool today since we have two lovely guests.
I do not have to prove myself to anyone but myself.
Love that.
I love it.
I feel like that kind of ties in with me and like the people I looked up to kind of being stale with me after I answered the
True.
video.
Yeah.
Like it gave me a complex for a little bit there, but now I'm just like,
Yeah.
whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and then
Haters
also,
gonna be haters.
also you guys talking about how you were like hesitant to, like, believe in yourself, and you were scared of that type of stuff. And we talked about friends not being supporters. This
Yeah.
links to a lot of stuff that we talked
Yeah.
about actually.
This definitely.
Ooh, my authentic self is my most powerful state. Period.
Being yourself.
Yes,
and
you were
showing
just
your
talking about
personality.
that. Wow, I love you guys up there. Whoever's up there, love you. I love that. Perfect. Okay, so do you guys want to give your social media plugs? Let's like plug some of our accounts and stuff anywhere you want
Yeah.
people to check out, and then also just give like a rundown of the services that you guys provide here, just in case anyone's listening that wants to book.
Cool beans. So my nail page is X Nails by Dani X, and that's DANI. And I offer gel X, structured manicures, gel polish, and manicures. So the fellas out there, please
Please get your nails done.
Get your nails
Take care of
done.
yourself.
As a chick, please get your nails done. 'Cause I'm tired of seeing your gross fingers.
No, literally.
Don't be messing up pH balances over here.
No, we don't do that over here. Savannah?
So my Instagram is at skinvision.sav. I offer facials, face and body waxing, brow services, lash enhancement services.
I think you got
I
it all.
provide the vibes.
Yeah, the humor is
Also,
always there.
if you're
Always.
into art, my art Instagram is at savatplay. That's SAVATPLAY.
Love it. And do you sell your artwork on there as well?
I don't.
Or just
I need
post
to
the
make a
stuff you do?
storefront. It's mostly just me posting stuff and like getting inquiries through DM and stuff.
But it's coming soon. We're going to
Yeah.
sell some stuff on there soon.
Soon coming.
Soon come. Stay tuned.
And then, as usual, I am at MKM Beauty Bar, and you can follow us at the Esty Besties podcast on Instagram and TikTok.
Yep. And I am at DeCourcy Beauty Lounge, at DeCourcy Beauty. And what else? I feel like I have other stuff to plug. Oh, TikTok. Also at DeCourcy Beauty on TikTok as well. And make sure you guys go check out our Instagram and our TikTok for Esty Besties. We're trying to grow that, so go show love on there.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that'll do it for the Dream Team.
Yeah, this has been a lovely episode.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
for
girlies.
joining.
Thanks
I know
for
you all.
having us.
I know you all have like super busy days after this. So let's get this team meeting done and then get to work.
Yay.
All right. We will see you guys next time. Thank you for listening and tuning in. We love you and we hope you have the best day ever.
Bye, besties.